Hi, in this video, we're going to take a look at summarizing IPv6 networks and IPv6 summary routes. Okay, so if you saw the video on summarizing IPv4 networks and configuring IPv4 summary route, it's basically the same, only different. Okay, let's take a look. So here we have R1, and it has 4 separate static routes to 4 remote networks. Okay, but as you might notice, it looks like those 4 prefixes here for IPv6 networks looks like they have some lot of bits in common. 2001 db8 a CAD. Okay, if we look in the routing table, yep, we have all 4 of those static routes. Remember, fewer routes in the routing table, the better. Faster lookups, less memory. Okay, so how do we summarize these? Well, in IPv6, let's do it this way. Make it a little easier. Similar process as IPv4. Okay, but we're going to write out everything in hex. And notice that the first hextet, 2001, that's all the same. So let's leave that alone. Same thing here with db8, the same. ACAD, the same. But it's really this 4th hextet where things differ. Okay, so I'm going to first identify where they differ. And when we see that hextet that differs, let's write out the whole thing. So we have omitting zeros here, 3 leftmost or leading zeros on all. So let's write those out just so we know exactly what we're dealing with. Okay, so we've written them out. All right, so let's just now take that portion that is different, the part in green here, the hextet that's different, and let's write that out in binary. We can leave the stuff to the left that's all identical, those first 3 hextets, leave them in hex. We don't have to write that out in binary. Okay, so we're going to write these 4 out in binary. I'm sorry, leave these, the leftmost 3 hextets, leave those written in hexadecimal. I think I said binary. Hexadecimal. It's these 4, okay, this 4th hextet, we're going to write out those in binary. There we go. All right. And next, what we're going to do is just find, looking at, now we know that these 16 bits, that first hextet, each hextet is 16 bits. Remember, each hexadecimal digit is 4 bits. So we have 16, 16, 16. Those first 32 bits match. Now we get into the binary. And the first 13 bits match, but that 14th bit does not. So let's add those 13 matching bits onto our previous 48 bits, and we get a /61. There's our prefix length for our summary route. Next, we're going to take all the matching bits, 2001 db8 a CAD, in this case the matching 13 bits, and then just add all zeros. So that's 3 zeros to the end of this hextet, and then double colon all zeros. There's our prefix, our network address. Okay, so there's our prefix, and we can write that as 2001 db8 a CAD double colon, and there's our matching bits, the 61 bits, our prefix length. Okay, now we can remove those IPv6 static routes, those individual routes, and remember, we always want to remove a static route that's not being used. Okay, and we're going to replace those, all 4 of those, with a single IPv6 summary route. Okay, look at the routing table. Nice. We only have 1 route where we had 4 previously. Okay, and as I mentioned in the IPv4 summary routes, you can have both a specific route and a summary route. Okay, so if in the routing table, and this can be done both dynamically and statically, but we're talking about static routes here. If in the routing table, there's a more specific match, so 64 bits match, so a destination IP address that begins with 2001 db8 cafe 1111, and that's a match, then the packet will be sent to R2. Okay, But if there's a packet where only the first 48 bits match, now notice these are the same, right? These first 48 bits are the same. Okay, here's our summary route, our more specific route, I'm sorry. And here's our summary route. Now this summary /48 does include this more specific route, but they're both in the routing table. And if 64 bits match, so if a packet comes in with these first 64 bits, this path will be preferred. Okay. If a packet comes in where only these 48 bits match and not these last 16 bits, but only the first 48 bits match, then this path will be preferred. Okay. So we can have a summary route here that has all the 2001 DB8 cafe and everything else except 1111 that's over here, right? 1111 would not be over here. Everything else could be over here. Okay. All right. So that way we can have both a specific route and a summary route. All right. Hope that helps you understand a little bit more about summary routes and how to do it in IPv6. Very simple. And the same process of summarizing networks, whether IPv4 or IPv6, applies whenever you're doing it for static routes or for a dynamic routing protocol. Same process.